What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here bringing you another match from my QBA Draft League. This time we are going against the Cincinnati Crobats, and looking at my opponent's team, it is Alakazam with Crobat, a Glastrier, an Indeedee female, Ludicolo, Moltres, Porygon Z, Raikou, Registeel, Tauros, and Thundurus. So overall, I think it's a pretty scary matchup, but I do feel really good about the team that I'm bringing. So if we look over at my team, first of all, we do have Tyranitar. I think Tyranitar being able just to stop a lot of these threats with it's just high natural bulk, and especially its dark typing. If we look back at my opponent's team, Tyranitar does really well into Alakazam, even Focus Blast variants. It does well into Crobat. It does well into Glastrier outside of Trick Room. It handles Indeedee really well. It does have to worry about Ludicolo, but it does handle Moltres as well. Porygon Z, depending on the spread, probably is not going to do that much into me. Raikou, I'm not super worried about. Registeel can be a little bit tricky, but we do have other answers. Tauros, also potentially very scary, and Thundurus can be scary. But we do mitigate a lot of that problem with this Butterfree. And the reason is I really have fallen in love with Butterfree this season because of the fact that it has Rage Powder. And so all of the main sort of things that Tyranitar has to worry about, mainly fighting types, or fighting attacks and dark attacks. I mean, not fighting. Fighting and Fairy are usually single target, and so having the ability to Rage Powder that away while we can max Tyranitar, I think is huge. Life Orb, I think, just gives you a lot of extra power. It helps deal with a lot of things. It guarantees that a Rock Slide will KO. A max Rockfall will KO a most standard Thundurus sets, and we can just do a lot with that. Crunch is obviously going to be for Indeedee and Alakazam. We also do have high horsepower, mainly for the Raikou. A new member of the team that we haven't used yet, I did bring Rotom Heat this time. I think that overall, Rotom offers very good options. It does scare away that Registeel. It does provide good answers into Ludicolo. It does have Overheat for things like Glastrier, Thunderbolt for Crobat, also Thunderbolt for Moltres Galarian, Galarian Moltres. So I think it just offers very good sort of typing, and it's just a very standard set. Butterfree, like I said, doing the same thing. Escavalier, another really great option. I think having good answers, mainly into, above all else, is just that Glastrier. It also does have options for Alakazam, but I know Alakazam can carry a fire attack, and I'm hoping that if they don't worry too much about Escavalier, like, it is in a very good spot. Obviously, having Bug is great. It does have very good coverage into a lot of this stuff, especially with Assault Vest. So I am really hoping that Escavalier can do well. We do have Lapras with Water Absorb. I think we do have to try and protect Tyranitar against mainly that Ludicolo. So having access to Water Absorb is going to be just a really great option. Parasong is a great endgame versus something like the Registeel. And so just having that flexibility there, I think, is super important. And finally, we do have Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu, it has been just a very good option overall. Having, obviously, the ghost typing means that most body press Registeel sets will not beat us. We do have Will-O-Wisp for things like Tauros, as well as the Thundurus, which can be really useful. Play Rough, just good general damage. And finally, we do have Payback. Payback is mainly going to be for Alakazam. Even with just 4 attack investment, we are able to KO very offensive Alakazams. So not having to worry about Mimikyu. Not having to worry about even being redirected by Indeedee is really great. We also do have Trick Room in the event we want to set up something like Lapras or Glastrier or Tyranitar. I think just given how slow my team is, the Trick Room is a very good option, but at the same time we do have to worry about something like an imprisoned Indeedee, so kind of adapting around stuff will be really important. If we don't see Ludicolo, I think we're just in a very good spot overall, but that's the team, and hopefully we can have some fun with it and hop into the first game. Alright, so we just got our challenge, and let's kind of hop right into this. So looking at it, it is Raikou, Thundurus, Registeel, Indeedee, Alakazam, and Tauros. Let's see. I really like Tyranitar, so let's bring lead of T-Tar. T-Tar Butterfree. Butter. We have 60 seconds. This is very physical. I do like Mimikyu a lot. There is no Glastrier. What does Rotom do? Rotom doesn't really do too much. I'm gonna bring Escavalier in the back. Escav. And what did I bring? Rotom. So we are gonna see a Thundurus. So lead is Thundy with Raikou. I feel very comfortable going for a Rockfall into Thundurus and a Rage Powder with Butterfree. I think it just feels very safe. We are going to see the Raikou Max, which a little bit different than expected. We are going to see a Max Lightning come out, but this is great, right? We get to redirect. We get to go for... So we know that this is Rain Dance. Rain Dance. We are going to be able to get the special defense boost, and what we can do is... We could bring Mimikyu to guarantee a Trick Room. We're going to bring up Mimikyu. Indeedee F in the back, so back. And what we can do is we can go for a Quake. We could Quake or Darkness. I'm going to Quake into the Indeedee and go for a Trick Room just to see if it's an Imprison set. I feel comfortable surviving at least one hit from Raikou, so we do have that going for us. We are going to see a Helping Hand come out as a Knuckle comes out as well, which does about half. So Helping Hand, and we do see from Raikou some kind of Knuckle. So I'm guessing Focus Blast, 50% with Helping Hand. But now we are faster, so we can go for a Quake here, and then let's go for a Payback into Indeedee. Right? That does make a lot of sense. We are trying to just figure out what really works best here. I think this is our best option. We are seeing a Protect from Indeedee, as we will pick KO with Max Quake. Nice. Loses to Quake, as we aren't going to be able to get off our Payback, but that's fine. We're going to see Alakazam. We can very safely go for a Crunch here, as well as a Payback onto Indeedee. And I don't really see how you get out of that one, right? We will see the Follow Me come out. We are faster with Tyranitar, so Crunch will pick up the knockout. And now let's see if... So this is bulky Alakazam. And it's Choice Scarf, so it's bulky, Trick, and Choice Scarf. But we can still, I think even still at this point, go for a Crunch here, as well as a Payback onto Alakazam. And with that, we will take home game number 1. So let's send a GG, and then move right into game number 2. All right, game number 2. I don't really see a way to beat the same lead, right? Tyranitar, we could be a little bit more offensive and bring something other than Butterfree. But like, how do you even beat it, right? I still say we bring Butterfree, Mimikyu, and they didn't see what I have in the back, which really suggests to me that I bring... I mean, I could just bring a Escavalier again. I'm going to try the same 4. I don't really see a reason to change. I think Tyranitar is a very, very hard matchup. We do have Mimikyu, obviously, to stop Registeel. As we're going to see the same leads come out again. I want to actually try and preserve Butterfree. I don't really see a need to change. You might protect Thundurus. So I'm going to actually Max Quake into Raikou and go for a Rage Powder. Yeah, let's go for a Rage Powder. We're going to see the swap into Tauros. I think it makes sense. You want to get the attack drop. We will be able to, unfortunately, Butterfree will hang on with its Focus Sash, but this Max Quay, ooh, that is a really big survive there. Very good adjustment. I want to bring out Mimikyu here. I know that Tauros gets a fighting move, so what I probably want to do is we could max guard. I'm going to still go for a Max Quake onto Raikou and go for a Trick Room. Just because what I'm thinking is if we can Will-O-Wisp the Tauros, we're in really good shape. We are going to see Geyser as well as CC from Tauros. CC. We are going to be able to luckily knock out the, what is it called? The thing with... Okay, so now, okay, we have... I want to... Not Rockfall. I'm going to go for a Darkness into Registeel as well as a Will-O-Wisp onto Tauros. We are going to see the Thundurus swap in, as you are going to Body Press and KO the Tyranitar, which is fine. We will connect with this Will-O-Wisp, and now we just have Escavalier and Mimikyu in the back. So Escavalier, let's knock off Thundurus to learn a little bit more about it, and go for a Will-O-Wisp onto Registeel, because you have to, smart play, you have to knock out my, okay, so it's Safety Goggles, and Electroweb. So, Goggles, Electroweb. Because Registeel should not be able to touch me. We did see Body Press. Body Press, which is a very good adjustment. Let's go for a Drill Run onto Registeel. I don't actually know what... Alright, so this is a really bad spot. We are going to see a Tauros swap in, so that's... I mean, it makes sense, right? You want to get Intimidate. We will connect with the Drill Run. Play Rough will do not that much. Thundurus. I want to get a burn onto Tauros, and yeah, I don't actually know how much damage. What is Thundurus? Steel takes resisted. I'm just going to go for another knockoff here and go for a Will-O-Wisp onto Tauros. Very smart. We probably should have doubled up into it, because now you will be able to get one more Electroweb off, which is really, really big. We do need to preserve Mimikyu as much as possible, but Thundurus does most likely have one turn. We unfortunately don't have Protect on either thing, so I want to knock off into Tauros and go for a Trick Room. We are going to see the Registeel swap out. I think that that's really smart. We are going to see Normal Gem on Tauros. Tauros has, where are you? Normal Gem plus Double Edge. Double Edge. We now are seeing this, so what I want to do is, let's go for a knockoff on Registeel and then Will-O-Wisp onto the Tauros. This makes sense. You want to preserve your Intimidates as much as possible. We already have the burn on Thundurus. We will be able to pick up the knockout, but I think at this point, if we can get rid of the item on Registeel, so we still go for the knockoff as well as the Will-O-Wisp on the Tauros, as now it has no item. I think we can whittle it down, right? Tauros is at 49%. Registeel being gone would really, really help us out, because I don't expect it to have. I mean, it could, if it has Iron Head, that's important to know. And I think if they do that, the adjustment we make, we are going to see the weakness policy. So that is actually scary, because we are going to see Iron Head, which was not expected, weakness policy, and Iron Head. So it can deal with that. Yeah, I think... Ooh. Let's go for a Drill Run here, and yeah, it looks like we're unfortunately going to lose game number 2, as we do see a close combat. Tauros. So Tauros has Double Edge. It has Bulldoze and CC. So what is our adjustment here? Except, we could bring a Scavalier doesn't really, we could bring a Scavalier. Sorry, a quick good luck high five. I want Lapras, but I can't really afford to lead it. So what I could do is I could do a Scavalier Mimikyu. Lapras, Scavalier Mimikyu maybe. Tyranitar, Mimikyu, Lapras, a Scavalier. Because then we have Perish. No, Perish isn't really good. What did a Scavalier really do? Not much. I'm going to bring Rotom. I think Rotom will be a good option overall, because what we can do is we can actually honestly potentially max it to try and deal with a lot of these things. I could actually... do I want to lead Rotom? That's hard. Lapras, I think, is important. We are going to see Registeel lead. Reggie lead with Indeedee. So we know that this Indeedee has Helping Hand. We could... if we max... We can max Darkness, the Indeedee... No, because you have Body Press. We protect... Oh, because you're going to follow me. Let's do that, and let's Will-O-Wisp the Registeel. No, I'm going to protect and Will-O-Wisp the Registeel. I expect to follow me, which would be a little bit awkward, but I am expecting to see Registeel go for a Max Knuckle. We are going to see a follow me, unfortunately. We will also miss the Will-O-Wisp, as we are going to see the Body Press. So this is a little bit awkward, especially because we don't have something like Follow Me. I want to just crunch this Indeedee. I'm going to just try and get rid of it. We might have to lose... Yeah, we might have to lose Tyranitar. But Yeah, Registeel is a very great adjustment, and I predicted a standard Body Press set. We are going to see Tauros swap in, so that was a really good adjustment there. But we are doubling up into Tauros, so like not the worst thing in the world. Because now what we can do is because you're going to trigger your policy now. I can Rock Slide for the flinch. No, because you max and burn the Registeel. Yeah, because this will give me a chance to... We're going to see the max on the Registeel. We are going to see, the Bulldoze come out. What's nice is you cannot knock out my Mimikyu, because... Oh, you could knock out... we missed Will-O-Wisp, which is so big. That was a huge, huge, huge miss. But we can bring out Rotom pretty safely. We can... That was a really crucial miss. And Registeel is faster than my Tyranitar. So this is... Oh, because of the Bulldoze. We will... High horsepower into Tauros. And we... Do I call the Protect on Registeel? That's really aggressive. I'm going to just go for a Max Flare. I think it's obvious, but like I can't... If I get that wrong, it's... We're going to see the Double Edge. We take it fairly well. We are going to get this Max Flare off, and because of the Sun, we are going to lose Tyranitar, so we are down to our last two, but they are going to hit us significantly less hard. So what I want to do is protect this turn and go for another... I want to Ice Beam into Tauros just in case, and go for a Max Flare into Registeel. If we can get rid of Registeel, because we know it's Indeedee in the back. Indeedee isn't the most offensive option. We are going to see the obvious Max Guard. we are going to, I was like, Citrus Berry. Go down to Citrus, that's fine. Registeel cannot go for, it can go for a double protect, as we do have a turn left of, of Max. So I want to Ice Beam into this Indeedee and go for a Max Flare into Registeel. Because at this point, we have a guaranteed attack there. Let's just try and get some damage onto this Indeedee. We do give up screens with... that was actually really smart. That was... body press onto Rotom. Rotom is going to luckily hang on. And the last one is Raikou. So, we protect here... Raikou is a water move. We can't Hydro Pump. But there is the Sun. I want to... I could Perish Song. That would be cheeky. I'm going to go for a Ice Beam into the Raikou and a Thunderbolt into... No, I have to Overheat. And yeah, I'm going to... Oh god, I hate that Showdown does this. I'm going to Ice Beam into Raikou, hope for the freeze, Overheat into Registeel. And you get the double protect. We do manage to hold on from the Scald. We do. Please get the freeze. Come on. Yeah, that's... I Ice Beam into Raikou. Go for the protect. We are going to see that. Most likely it's going to be, a body press into Lapras. Lapras does have a weakness policy. That is unfortunately not going to be enough to pick up the knockout. And so now what happens is, because Raikou is going to be able to knock us out. So we go for a Hydro Pump here. And because body press... This is such a fast Registeel. Yeah, there's no way we can come back from this. We Hydro Pump, here, and then we go for Overheat into the Registeel. So definitely some unfortunate luck for sure. That miss on the Will-O-Wisp was super, super huge. The double protect also came in very clutch, but very good game overall. Was exciting, and check out my podcast. We just launched our next episode, and until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.